mortgage is far beyond our expectation.
It's the safest way of owning a house.
My mouth is full of appreciation to Federal Mortgage Bank.
Hello and welcome to the program Everyone Deserves a Home, a program of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria designed to educate viewers on the mandate of the bank as it pursues its obligation of providing affordable housing for every Nigerian. I am your regular host, Zulaihat Belagubir. Glad to have you join us on the program. Tonight on the program, we'll focus on primary mortgage banks and their roles in mortgage creation for the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. We'll also explore an FMBN-funded project in Oyo State, as well as bring you the testament of a beneficiary of the NHF scheme from Katsina State and how his home ownership dreams became fulfilled. These and more make up our package tonight. I'll be back after this timeout to take you through the rest of the program. Stay tuned, don't go away. The program will begin, as usual, with highlights of current happenings from the diary of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. In our lineup, FMBN restates commitment to home delivery for cooperative societies. Also, FMBN takes advocacy to the Federal Fire Service on housing opportunities.
Managing Director, Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, Architect Ahmed Lengiwa, has said that the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria is working tirelessly to meet the housing needs of cooperative societies across the country. He was speaking recently at a sensitization webinar for staff of the University of Lagos, organized by the Unilag Center for Housing and Sustainable Development in collaboration with the FMBN. It was the first ever NHF sensitization workshop series under the theme Accessing the National Housing Fund for New Homes, Housing Completion and Improvement.
We seek to use this platform to sensitize the University of Lagos community on the numerous benefits of NHF scheme and the opportunities the staff of members and cooperative society members to achieve their dream of acquiring a viable status of homeowners. That is the main essence of this.
Lengiwa disclosed that the bank has disbursed over 11 billion naira in 3 years to deliver 5,142 homes across the country. He further stated that the bank has received and is processing loan applications for benefiting cooperatives for an additional amount of 25 billion naira. The Executive Director, Loans and Mortgage Services, Hajia Rahimata Aliyu Aminu, has reiterated the bank's commitment to partner with public servants, especially those in the paramilitary service in the area of home ownership delivery. She was speaking at a sensitization meeting held for staff of the Federal Fire Service on the home ownership opportunities the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria offers to the paramilitary through the NHF scheme.
The Federal Mortgage Bank is constantly evolving new initiatives and developing new products, all of which are aimed at expanding access to affordable housing and mortgage finance, not only to civil servants, but to Nigerians in general. The current proposition is born out of the recognition, the acknowledgement of the efforts of officers and men of our paramilitary services towards safeguarding the security of lives and properties of Nigerians.
Deputy Controller General of the Federal Fire Service, Engineer Quintus Azogu, who received the FMBN delegation on behalf of the Controller General, Liman Ibrahim, expressed delight on the visit and promised that appropriate measures will be taken to ensure that staff of the fire service benefit from the NHF scheme.
And having seen the wide range of the products you have, we cannot but say that the Federal Fire Service will embrace it and take all the opportunity to benefit from it.
The Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, FMBN, deeply commiserate with the family, government and people of Lagos State and the entire nation over the passing away of Alhaji Lateef Jakonde. While as the Minister of Works and Housing, the FMBN benefited profoundly from his oversight, culminating into numerous reforms in the bank. We pray that Allah grant his soul eternal rest and the family, relations and friends the fortitude to bear this huge loss. Signed, Management.
You are watching Everyone Deserves a Home. Primary mortgage banks play a very important role in the overall scheme of housing delivery by the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria through the National Housing Fund scheme. What exactly are these roles and what requirements does the NHF contributor need to meet in order to access their services and by extension FMBN products? All of these in our next segment, Building Blocks. To stay with us.
The National Housing Fund Act No. 3 of 1992 stipulates that contributors of the National Housing Fund Loan Scheme can only access the National Housing Fund loans through primary mortgage banks. This simply means that any contributor or intending beneficiary of the NHF loans can only benefit from the scheme through primary mortgage banks.
Primary mortgage banks advocate that the National Housing Fund subscribers go through to be able to benefit from the loans that the banks are disbursing. Especially the National Housing Fund loan, you must pass through a national mortgage bank that is fully accredited with Federal Mortgage Bank.
Their roles mainly cut across getting and mobilizing customers, packaging the mortgage applications of individuals who are contributors to the NHF scheme, and then forward the applications to the FMBN for onward processing.
Basically, our roles is basically intermediation through mortgage creation. So we look at documentation of subscribers, we look at loan setup, loan booking, and eventually loan collections for the primary, for the Federal Mortgage Bank, as it were.
Being a primary mortgage bank, we stand in as an intermediary between NHF contributors and the Federal Mortgage Bank. So basically, we reach out to contributors to assess their loans. So once they get a property that has a good title, we ask them to provide certain requirements like their pay slips, their bank statements, their age declaration of birth certificates, evidence of their contribution. We also request that they give us their letters of employment from where they work so as to appraise them and certify that they can actually afford the NHF loan they are requesting for.
Once these requirements are met, NHF loans that subscribers request for are sent and disbursed to them through the primary mortgage banks, who will in turn interface with developers.
The primary mortgage banks serve as the conduit or the channel through which the loans are given to individuals. They package the mortgage loans, they send it to Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, and when the loan is approved, we disburse through the primary mortgage banks. So the primary mortgage banks help us to aggregate the demand from the market. They also help us to profile the individual customers.
We expect them to have identified the choice property they intend to buy or build, or depending on how they actually intend to create mortgages. So when they walk into our office, we package them, forward the application to FMBN. FMBN will process it, disburse the monies to us. Then at the same time, we disburse to the intended sellers, to this applicant. It could be an individual seller, it could be an estate developer seller.
Intending applicants who wish to join the NHF scheme must first open an account with an accredited primary mortgage bank, provide necessary documents such as payslips of the last 3 months, statement of accounts, birth certificate, offer letter, application letter, and a letter of undertaking among some other basic requirements. Once all necessary documents are provided and documentations completed, the turnaround time for the loans only takes a maximum of 3 months, of which an applicant would know the status of his or her loan, meet the conditions stipulated, after which disbursements are made.
So if you meet a primary mortgage bank with all these things you are ready for them, the primary mortgage bank will forward to Federal Mortgage Bank. And once they forward to us also, before we collect, we ensure all documentations are in place. So once that is in place, we seek approval, maximum period of 3 months. Why is it even up to 3 months, 90 days? Because our board sits quarterly. So an NHF loan is only approved, final approval by the board. Once that is done, we communicate and we start processing for drawdown.
Primary mortgage banks are not only operative for individual contributors of the NHF loan scheme. Cooperative societies also go through the same process and are required to enroll with primary mortgage banks to access the NHF loan. Generally, the relationship primary mortgage banks and the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria share are mutual and has so far been very cordial. The bank says PMBs have been very cooperative.
Federal Mortgage Bank and primary mortgage banks are like sisters and brothers, because whatever we're doing, based on the act, nobody can come to us to collect NHF loan. It has to pass through primary mortgage. So we deliberate every time, we rub minds, we do formal communication, we engage in meeting from time to time.
You are still watching Everyone Deserves a Home. The Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria is working tirelessly to ensure that the housing needs of Nigerians are met, and by extension, making it possible for every Nigerian to own a home through the various products of the bank. Project in Focus this week will showcase one FMBN-funded estate in Oyo State. Keep watching.
Pacesetters Garden Estate, Ajoda, Newtown, Ibadan, Oyo State, is one of the housing projects financed by the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria as part of its efforts in providing shelter for Nigerians. The first phase of the project, which is sitting on a landmass of 50 hectares, is targeted at constructing 200 housing units for NHF contributors. Over 100 of these units have been completed, while work is ongoing on the others.
The project was funded by FMBN, so we are the contractors, more like the developers, let me put it that way, in charge of this particular estate.
The estate at present comprises of 40 units of 1 bedroom in 5 blocks, 18 units of 2 bedrooms in 9 blocks, 30 units of 3-bedroom semi-detached in 15 blocks, and 9 units of 3 bedrooms fully detached bungalow of 9 blocks.
All the rooms are en suite, and we have visitors' toilet. That's starting from the 2-bedroom. All the units have visitors' toilet. Our fittings, they are top-notch.
The estate boasts of various facilities that are already in place, while work is ongoing on other ones to ensure that beneficiaries get value for their money.
The electricity, the road, we have it, as you can see, graded, pliable, even though it is not completely finished because construction work is still ongoing. When we have water, and the plan for the central gas system is on ground, but then we need more off-takers to be able to run it. So that's why you would not presently see it running in the buildings for now, because we need more buildings to be on ground before we take off that part of the project.
Phase 1 of this project is at about 90% completion, while some enrollees of the NHF are already enjoying the facility.
The one bedroom goes for, I think, 4 million naira. That's the unit of one bedroom. And suites, it has the living room, it has a toilet, it has its own kitchen, and then the bedroom. And the kitchen has cabinets. So that's for one bedroom. Then for the two bedroom, 8 million naira. To the best of my knowledge, 8 million naira. Like I said earlier, that has a visitor's toilet. The two rooms are en suite. It has the furnishings are there, the wardrobes, the kitchen cabinet. It's only the one bedroom that does not have wardrobes. So, but all buildings on this site have kitchen cabinets.
Cooperative Mortgage Bank.
Abiodun Fashino is the Zonal Manager, Ibadan Zonal Office of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. He speaks on the efforts of the management in ensuring standards are maintained on all its facilities.
The concern of the present management under the leadership of our MD, CEO, Architect Ahmed Musa Dangewa, we have a unit in head office that ensure standard does not compromise. And we have a lot of group at the head office that come for inspection on a regular basis. And we too at the zone and the state office in Ibadan, they have saddled us with the responsibility of ensuring that standard does not compromise. We normally come here on weekly basis and we have to give a report to head office on how the stages, the phases, the project are.
He says the project is open to any interested person across the country as long as he or she is an enrollee with the National Housing Fund of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria.
Governor Bello Matawale of Zamfara has flagged off the construction of 10,000 housing units for internally displaced persons (IDPs) in the state. Speaking at the official inauguration of the project in Maradun Town, Maradun local government area, Governor Matawale, represented by the Secretary to the State Government, Alhaji Bala Bello, said that the effort is going to add value to the state, not only in addressing housing challenges, but also in the provision of shelter to vulnerable persons, as well as indirectly assist in addressing security challenges, unemployment and poverty level in the state. The coordinator of the project, Dr. Mahmoud Al-Qali, said, the project, which will be funded by foreign donors for humanitarian services, is to be completed in 24 months and will provide access roads, electrification, schools and market in the area. He also stated that about 7,000 houses will be given free to the IDPs and other vulnerable groups, while over 3,000 will be given to junior civil servants and other categories of less privileged persons who will pay only 25% of the total cost of the amount. The project will be financed by Omni Frontier International Investment Limited, a private placement lending facilitator that specializes in raising capital for private companies, governments and banking institutions in emerging markets to facilitate trade, revolving lines of credits and project financing on a short-term basis. Founder and Chief Executive Officer Nedcomax Limited, Dr. Kennedy Okonkwo, has said that poor road infrastructure and low access to land are part of the major challenges hindering investments in the real estate sector of the economy. Speaking during the launch of Victoria Bay 3 and the official handover of Victoria Crest Homes VCH to new management in Lagos, he said it is high time the government implemented recommendations given to them by stakeholders in the sector by constructing durable roads and providing lands to developers at a reduced cost to build low-cost houses. In her remarks, the new CEO VCH Ichechi Okonkwo said she would carry on the company's vision by rolling out more projects that are aimed at making aspirational living affordable. She says that the firm has plans to develop about 1,200 units of houses in Lagos this year.
The Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, FMBN, wishes to inform the general public that the home renovation loan form is free and not for sale. Therefore, on no account should anyone pay anything to anybody in order to obtain the form. Furthermore, no processing fee is required to get the loan. You should therefore report to the bank anyone who demands a processing fee for your home renovation loan application. The home renovation loan application form is available for free in our branch offices in all 36 states of the Federation and the FCT. The bank warns seriously that anybody caught selling the forms or demanding a processing fee will be handed over to the appropriate authority for prosecution. Be warned. Announcer, Management.
Glad to have you back. It is true that quite a number of people are still in doubt of the reality of the home delivery program of the FMBN. Thankfully, we are here to give you testaments of actual people who have benefited from this reality. In our next segment, we will bring you the testimony of yet another beneficiary of the NHF scheme and how his dream became a reality. Please stay tuned.
You may be threatened every year. I thought mortgage is an alien thing.
When this house came, I even added weight.
I was really happy about that.
They made it easy for everybody.
It's very flexible.
I'm one of the beneficiaries.
Federal Mortgage Bank has done well.
Houses for all.
Dikko Bature Dharma, a staff of the Umar Musa Adwa University, Katsina, is a beneficiary of the Yusra Estate Phase 2 in Katsina. He is the proud owner of this 2-bedroom flat. Dikko moved into this home with his wife, child and niece about 2 years ago and is satisfied with the work done in his house.
You can see by yourself, you are in the house and that I've been living here for virtually 2 years, and you can see there is no any crack, there is no any scratch, and that we are still where we are, and we have just gone out of the rainy season. There was no any problem, no complaint, because if there had been complaints, we would have reported back to you. But of course, the developers have tried, and we appreciate.
He says actualizing a home ownership dream is quite easy with the products of the FMBN.
Initially, I applied for the rent for NHF, but later on, I heard about this rent on, and I applied for it. And luckily, I got it. I think it is better, much better than the NHF, because in this scheme, the Federal Mortgage Bank is dealing directly with you as an beneficiary, whereas in the NHF scheme, they are dealing with you through an agent. So I think that is the most important aspect of it.
For Dikko, having a home of your own has positive psychological effects compared with the uneasiness that comes with living in a rented apartment.
But having your own house, knowing that you have somewhere to put your family, and knowing where somewhere that belongs to you, at least thinking of it psychologically makes you feel happy. So I am very much happy to have my own house.
He commends the FMBN for the various products the bank offers to Nigerians so as to aid their home ownership dreams, while also calling on Nigerians to take advantage of the opportunities FMBN offers Nigerians to become home owners.
I want to call often the management of the Federal Mortgage Bank to continue with this effort, especially this administration, current administration, because as I can say, we don't know this this kind of schemes previously, but now you see we know about it and we benefit from it. My advice to other Nigerians is that I want to call on them to seize this opportunity, because it's an opportunity, and it's an easy way to own a house.
And on this note, we end this episode of the program. Hoping you have been enlightened. For more information on how to begin the steps towards your home ownership reality, please visit www.fmbn.gov.ng or walk into the nearest FMBN office near you. Join me again next week, same time on the same station, as I bring you more from the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. Enjoy the rest of your night.